Welcome to the LiveTiles X customer story section of the day. My name's Chris Lukinenko. I'm the content marketing manager here at LiveTiles. And joining me today is Lalitha Koya from the Moorabool Shire Council. Welcome, Lalitha.
Good day, Chris. Good to be here.
It's great to have you along. Now, look, Moorabool Shire Council is a customer of ours, and in recent times, they have obviously been affected by COVID-19. They are in regional Victoria, so they've been involved in some partial lockdowns. Now, Lalitha, just take us back, mate, to that moment when you realised that all of your staff were going to have to work from home. What was your response?
Good one, Chris. Everything's been a bit blurry. It's been like that lately since the time. Going back in time, like it's probably around the March when it was announced that we are entering into this lockdown. One of the challenge that we have is working from home. We have a lot of equipment and most of the setups already been sorted out. But the piece that we're missing here is that social element, how to engage with our staff. We have an intranet which is built on the LiveTile designer. It's been working good. However, it's missing the social element and the watercooler chat kind of the bump-ins that you have in the corridor. It is missing that, and we have seen that as a big gap as well in the March. And funny enough, we didn't have any plans, and we're not anticipating to do something in this space. But the gap was so big, we cannot ignore it. And luckily, I had an email from Richard from LiveTiles saying like, hey, previously, I think it was called as Condense when we have actually implemented. Now it's called Reach. Hey, this is something that we talked about in the back in Feb during our CAB meeting. We're interested to actually give it to our clients as a good gesture to accommodate in this COVID situation. And these are the benefits it's going to bring in. And when we heard a bit more about that one, it was a bit of a no-brainer for me, saying like, hey, there is a genuine gap here. Let's bring it in and set it up quickly. And one caveat I've asked Richard is, my staff are already scrambling for resources, mate. I can't just put a dedicated resource of anyone in this one. Can you guys help me? And if you're going to help me, I need it in 2 days. Can you do that?
2 days?
That's the challenge. That's the challenge. Richard jumped on, and another person from LiveTiles, Alex, she was a guy. And these guys picked it up and worked with our comms team, who are not technology experts, but they are typical comms and they're very good at what they do. They managed to pull this out, man, in a day and a half with one of my network administrator just doing the Azure AD. But the solution was deployed so fast. But the most important critical element here is it's such a powerful tool which filled that gap from day one.
So how many people were going to be using LiveTiles Reach within your company?
Probably around 300 plus
in
that space.
So 300 people within 2 days were connected. Right. Wow, that's fantastic. How has LiveTiles Reach practically helped the Moorabool Shire Council then?
The gap that we have is like we have an intranet, right? Like if you need to access the intranet, you have to go through a web browser or you have to log into your corporate system for say where it becomes as your home screen. But we can't expect everybody to do that when you're working remotely, right? And they want to have it accessible on their mobile and participate in a conversation and stuff. So that was the gap. And having that LiveTiles Reach, yes, we managed to pull this out in 2 days with the help of LiveTiles there. And our uptake in the first week was more than 150 users. I didn't expect.
Oh, wow.
We pumped in some articles and not only doing the social engagement that gap we're filling there, but also more importantly, the corporate communications changed as well. Previously, we used to have various bulletins and stuff. Since COVID, communication became as one of the key part. How do you engage with your workforce, especially from a CEO aspect? How do you broadcast this message? What's happening? It's quite a reactive world. We're still in that. In terms of changing restrictions and stuff, we started releasing more videos like the CEO Bulletin and corporate comms. And this platform became one of our official platform of corporate communication.
That's fantastic. So in terms of adoption, like that's always a hard thing when you've got a new piece of software, is actually getting your employees to use it. But in week one, you had 50% adoption rate. What did you do? Like how did you get them to take it up so quickly?
I think having an exec buy-in makes a huge difference here. The reason we had that huge success so quickly in short time frame is having our CEO and exec on board from day one. They
Yep.
started using that, and they are using that as their primary channel to send the corporate information. And more importantly, they're also encouraging the social posts as well, like how things are. I can give you a few things like I do remember one of our manager, comms manager. He lives in a bit of a bush as well. He was going for a walk and he took a picture, like a beautiful sunrise. He has a paddock with the horses as well, sharing that picture.
Yep.
And it created a bit of a banter as well. When you're going through this in March, everything looked downhill about this whole COVID and things are going down. Having these little snippets about like celebrating the moment, what we're in, and
Yep.
enjoying the nature and just making the best out of it. The positive messages, right from managers and everyone, has actually kicked off quite well, and it created that positive vibe across the
Yep.
organization as well. And we started seeing more buying people posting pictures of their dogs. I'm going for a walk. This
Yeah.
is my this is my buddy, and this is for a workmate.
Yeah.
We have a
Yeah.
lady with a chicken on their on the laptop. So it is quite fascinating, just knowing people to that level, and engaging with them at the personal point as
Yeah, I have to say that my cat Hazel has become famous here at LiveTiles because she's been my helper. I've posted photos of her sitting on top of my puzzles, trying to eat my breakfast, sitting at my desk. It's just so quick and easy to get these images out. And as you say, people like interacting and commenting and sharing their own photos. It's just so great to see.
well. Absolutely, and it filled that gap. I mean, like the one which we miss at work, that engagement. This actually helped us, and more importantly, it was a success. The point I want to make here, Chris, is the ease of use. Everybody is used to how to
Yep.
use Facebook posts, Twitter, and stuff. This is simple as that in a
Yeah.
more of a corporate and a business way. So I think
Yeah.
that was a huge contributing factor for us to have a huge success in the early days, and it's still going.
So, what has the experience been like for the end user? What's some of the feedback that you're getting from your staff?
Okay, let me give you the feedback at all layers. So my comms team who came on board. So like initially we thought like this is going to be a pilot one for a short period during COVID. After a couple of months, they said like, nah, this is not pilot. We want this as a permanent platform.
Yep, that's great.
And because you have comms on board, they're creating great content and stuff, which is quite pleasing to see. If somebody's going to manage that and keep the content, half of your job is that just making sure it's always up to date. Our exec are still passing their message and on communication through this channel. Even today, if I take an average stat, I would probably say anywhere up to 40% engagement on any
Oh,
given
wow.
day. Anywhere up to, these are the stats that we can actually see in the Reach
Yep.
portal itself. Most of my engagement is coming through their mobile device itself. It's been pushed out as one of a corporate app across the council on all corporate devices. Um, it's been quite pleasing. So still, people use it in a lot of that way, and more importantly, recently people started to use it in award and recognition way.
Oh,
So let's
nice.
say we've been getting some calls from
Yep.
residents saying like, "Hey, we went to the park. We noticed there is a new park bench, or like previously there was a broken swing set or whatever it is that's been replaced." Residents do call to provide some feedback every now and then. When that appreciation do come in from our customer service staff, they're using Reach now just to broadcast that message across to the organization, saying like, "Hey, kudos to Parks and Gardens team or depot team to doing that sweeping or whatever it is." So it's turned into more of an award and recognition kind of a thing. People can add comments and just be engaged in that particular post.
That's absolutely fantastic. That's what we find with Reach is that employees just find other uses for it, and it starts off as one thing, and then all of a sudden it becomes something completely different, and can cover a lot of bases. Have you seen any of your users maybe sort of start to suggest ideas of how they can use it in other ways as well?
I'm sure there will be some coming out, but I haven't actively looked into that one. The reason is, as I said, it's been so busy lately in being reacting to a lot of things that's coming our way.
Yeah.
When we do have a bit of a breather to catch up, I'm sure that's on the cards.
No worries. Well, maybe an easy one might be to celebrate milestones, birthdays, anniversaries, that sort of thing. That would be great in Reach, I think.
That's a good one. Yeah, I might just take that on that one. I might
Okay,
float
mate.
the idea with our comms team just to see how they're going to take it on board.
It sounds good. Now, mate, my final question for you today is that 2020 has been full of disruptions. Been a crazy, crazy year. What life lessons are you taking away from 2020 in your working life?
To be happy, we don't need a lot. Simple things. Your family, health, and just try to embrace what we have. So I've picked that one in a big time as well. We don't need a lot. The simple things do matter. Just the things around you, close to you. Pay more attention.
Fantastic stuff. It's the simple things in life, like having your Christmas tree up already. Look at you go, mate. That's fantastic to see.
Exactly. The simple things do matter. Yeah.
Thank you, mate. Thank you so much for your time today, sharing your story about your journey with LiveTiles Reach at the Moorabool Shire Council. It's been great. I look forward to talking to you soon, mate. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Chris.